This just in. There will be no playoffs for the Mavericks, but they won't let the season end without honoring Stephen A's favorite quarterback, Tony Romo, who will be Maverick for the day on Tuesday. How sweet. Romo will be on the Pine in a Mavs uni for their final home game tomorrow night against the Nuggets, according to ESPN.com. No word if he will get into the game at all, but Romo did ball a little bit in high school, in case you were wondering. But Will Kane already knows that.
That's right, of course.
Very familiar. So good to see you. Off vacation. Got a little tan going.
Got cleaned up.
Hold it.
What?
What the hell is this? Did Will Kane, is he still on vacation and Richie Cunningham or Gomer Pyle show up for? I mean, what the hell is going on here? Where's the beard? Where's the goatee? What happened, Will Kane? You look like you just graduated from high school. What's up?
I realized, in fact, I had been told from some higher-ups here at the company that I've been winning all these debates on First Take so handily that I need to start laying some points. So if you'll notice, last week I showed up in Mickey Mouse ears and I was just experimenting. Let me see if I can wear children's paraphernalia and still beat you to a debate. Turned out yes. So now I'm going to try to make myself look as young as possible and see if I can help you out in that way.
Allow me to retort to that real quickly. The bosses here at ESPN, when it comes to who does and does not win a debate, have no credibility whatsoever because they're the type of people that like Will Kane, so their objectivity goes right out the window. You know they know who they are. I call them out all the time. It's all love, baby. It's all love for me and the bosses.
Will
but they got their favorites.
Anyone told him he won a debate, and Stephen A., instead of refuting that, actually believes it. They have no credibility, the people who said that. Stephen A., let me let you in on a secret. No one told him that.
Well, it's good to have you back, clean-shaven and all.
Max Kellerman, trust me, there are people in the office who have told him that lie. They try to make him feel better, keep his confidence up, because they see him leave the set at 12 noon and see him he's depressed.
You know why Stephen A. knows that? Because they tell him the same thing. It's demoralizing being on the show with me. I get it.
I'll tell you what, let's just do it on the field right now. Let's just do it on the field right now.
They tell me to stop beating up Max all the time. Make me feel bad. Let's go.
All right, are we done with this little love fest, boys? We ready to work? Okay, let's do it. So in case everybody forgot, I don't know how you glossed over this one, Stephen A. Tony Romo is going to be in a Mavs uniform on the bench, ready to go. Do you have any issues with this? And if so, what is it?
You know, look. Hey, I don't really have an issue with it, I guess. I mean, he's about to depart from Dallas, and oh my goodness, we just have to say goodbye to him. And the Mavericks have been struggling this season, and since Tony Romo's so loved, I guess you got to give the locals something to cheer about, you know, in some capacity. Me personally, they should be happy. They're lucky they got Rick Carlisle, one of the best coaches in the business, for crying out loud, because there's not really much else to brag about there. But I have to say this. Tony Romo has been a diehard supporter of the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban and the franchise, and we get all of that. I'm just saying that the Dallas Mavericks, with Rick Carlisle as the coach and with Mark Cuban as an owner, actually have a championship on their resume. And Tony Romo has never even been to a conference championship game, and damn sure no Super Bowl, obviously. I really am at a loss. I've gotten to the point where, listen, I want to be like Tony Romo when I grow up. I mean, I have to win. I mean, we're top rated. We're winning. We do our thing on this show, you know, thanks to y'all and me and everything. We doing our thing. But I mean, damn. I mean, when you're Romo, you can be mediocre. You can be devoid of results. You can be devoid of championship hardware. You can sit up there and never have a sniff at a championship, and somehow, some way, you're celebrating. You got jerseys. You got Tony Romo night. You get to sit on a bench and act like you're a member of the team. You get all of this stuff going on. I want to be like Tony Romo when I grow up.
Very Mark Cuban, too.
Yeah, thank you, Molly. This is Molly.
Cuban.
Molly, don't take my point. That's the point. It's not about Tony Romo. It's about Mark Cuban. You know what Dallas is? Dallas is the Hollywood of Texas. It's not the biggest market. That's Houston. But Dynasty is not in Houston.
Look at Will's face right now.
Dallas is about illusion. It's about the illusion of grandeur. But, in fact, look at the Mavericks. They're not going to the playoffs. Romo's the perfect guy to show up, in fact, when you really think about it. And so they bring in a publicity stunt. That's what this is, to keep people interested. That's what the market does. Dallas, the Hollywood of Texas. Austin is more of a cultural capital. Houston's a bigger, more important market. Okay, right. Somehow Dallas gets the press because they've been pulling these kinds of PR stunts since Tex Schramm.
Well, I mean, look, I'm going to defend Dallas, the city of Dallas. I love the Dallas Cowboys. I love the Dallas Mavericks. I grew up an hour outside of the city of Dallas. You're right about Austin. You're wrong about Houston. I don't know.
It's a bigger market.
Well, that's about all
Austin
it's got
is
going
nice.
for it. It's all it's got going for it.
Austin's a very,
Dallas,
very, very nice city.
It's a very
Austin's
nice city.
nice.
Very nice city. Lived
Yeah,
there
it
for 3
is. I
years.
love
Dallas
Austin.
is the most entrepreneurial city in the state of Texas, perhaps in the entire nation. And that essentially is what this reflects. It's a very entrepreneurial move by one of the best entrepreneurs, at least in the tech business and in the sports business in this country, and Mark Cuban. And ultimately, it's harmless. Who does it hurt? He's taking nobody's spot on the bench. He's taking nobody whose NBA dreams have somehow been squashed because Tony Romo is sitting there. In fact, it's less than harmless. It's helpful because the truth be known, the Mavericks are tanking, not unlike another dozen teams in the NBA. Putting Tony Romo on the bench actually helps in that effort. I hope he plays. I hope he's on the
floor.
floor.
You think they'll lose because he loses
Because
games?
it's fun, Max. Because we forget sometimes that sports is fun. It's entertainment. He averaged 24 points, by the way, in high school.
He's a baller.
By the way, I think it was 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
He's a
So
great athlete.
the Mavericks could use something like that. But
I can't believe you know that. Keep going.
sports is about entertainment. This will be entertaining. I want to watch. Mavericks fans want to watch. The reason you don't understand, Stephen A., is this. I don't know that you've ever experienced something like this, to be adored by a city, to identify with a city, to have essentially the walls around your city built, because you know that sports essentially, beyond being about entertaining, is about your city versus another city. My city, the city of Dallas, embraces all of its own. Dirk, Tony, Dak, Zeke, all the Texas Rangers, Nomar Mazara, all the new guys. We're all one. We're the city of Dallas, and this is how we roll, okay? I know it's hard for you to wrap your brain around as you bounce from city to city, from Pittsburgh to New York to Green Bay and so forth. This is what fans do.
All right, well, let me say this to you. Number one, I know plenty of athletes that have not received the support that Tony Romo has received that have been far more productive than him. That's number one.
Well, that didn't make this wrong.
Two, no, I'm just saying, you brought up Tony Romo like he's one of many. I'm sorry, this does not happen for everybody. That is a fact, particularly somebody that's never delivered a championship to that city. How dare you have the audacity to mention Tony Romo in the same breath as Dirk Nowitzki? Dirk Nowitzki's a future Hall of Famer. There's nothing to discuss there. Dirk Nowitzki is one of the greatest basketball players in history. He is going to the Hall of Fame. We know that damn sure ain't happening for Tony Romo. So let's be very, very clear, okay? So when you talk about this affection, this love affair, I'm not denying that Tony Romo, there is an affection for the man. There's this love affair the city has for the man.
And that's
I'm
good.
asking, what is its justification? That's what I'm asking. The justification for the love affair is what exactly? You're the quarterback of a team, the most important position on a football team. I know Tony Romo could play. I know the regular season numbers are there. I know the completion percentage numbers there and all of that stuff. I also know there's 2 playoff victories in the 8.5 full years as the starting quarterback. I know there was no trip to an NFC Championship game. I know there was no trips to a Super Bowl. I know for a fact that he never won more than 1 playoff game in any season, and he only did that twice in the 8.5 years. I know that he missed the playoffs 6 of the last 8 years. I know all of those things. And I'm saying the love affair is what? What is it?
Why do you love Carmelo Anthony?
Excuse me. I think Carmelo Anthony is a star basketball player, but nobody gets on him more than me. I talk about how, look, the man hasn't only been out of the first round twice. He has only played in 1 conference championship game. He's never played in an NBA Finals, and that's my man.
Tony Romo has been granted no passes by the city of Dallas. If anybody's well aware, if anybody's well aware of the playoff failures of the Dallas Cowboys and Tony Romo in particular, it's Dallas Cowboy fans.
If the New York Giants were out of the playoffs, Carmelo would never get to play on be on the Giants roster for a day.
He also doesn't have the same relationship with the city of New York that Tony has with the city of Dallas, of leading that franchise for well over a decade, owning franchise records,
You still haven't answered my question.
Because that team has overperformed because of the performance of Tony Romo.
Overperformed?
Listen to me, not under. Their failures are not because of Tony Romo. Tony Romo has gotten them to that point.
The Dallas Cowboys overperformed? Is that what you just said on national television?
Bad
Did you just say that on national television?
Yes.
They overperformed.
Stephen A., I have an answer for you. I have an answer for you. Nice try, but your Dallas blinders are actually stopping you from the obvious answer.
You think the Dallas Cowboys would have been worse off over the last decade? They'd be better off had they not had Romo?
No, they're better off with Romo.
Goodness.
But the answer as to why he has an outsized place in the hearts of Dallas fans generally is because they were so desperate for a good quarterback because it had been so long. They finally got one and wished he was great. And because if you squinted hard enough, sometimes he looked like he might be, you're pretending he is.
Max, why even talk? Just look at him and laugh. He said Tony Romo and the count. They overperformed, Max. There's nothing to talk about.
There's
just
more than one guy on a football team. There's more than one on an offense.
Well, you bring joy to all of our faces. So good to see you. Welcome back
they
to Bristol.
overperformed.
When we come back.